Do I run some hundreds to get leaderboard? No, let's just get like our 50, 40 bucks. Like, who cares? Obviously, we're gonna have to change the scene. All right, perfect. Let me check my phone out. Oh. I guess we can just keep it here. Like, who really cares, right? All right, we're gonna lock in. Sorry, it's because I have no chat going. I'm like typing on Discord. All right, here. Okay, this guy is. I think like check jam's probably working with his VPIP. I imagine he's gonna stop. B75's. Never mind. Snapchat, it seems like kind of sus. Could have threes, but yeah. This stream, yeah. So we got 2 viewers now. I wonder if how fast it improves. I saw your message, Kim. I'll get back to you after the stream. But for now, I'm just gonna play. And thanks for like the kind words for sure. Appreciate it. Bits 3. I'm a little out of it. Sorry guys. I just started. B25. I just like, dude. I just feel like it's so strong. I find people just yeah, it's a little too strong. All right, here half pot. I'm like, we're gonna be over. Our checking EV is gonna be obviously a lot higher compared to a hand like 8-7 or something. Where like if a 10 comes off, like yeah. And here we're just gonna evaluate river depending on size. Nice. Let me try to read more what you said. Streams. I'm assuming you meant videos when you said that. Like you mean like I've already like heard some of that criticism, I believe. Yeah, I mean the one counter argument I'd have to this, which is definitely true. Like I'm not perfect, obviously. Is I can't reveal everything when I play. So sometimes if I'm playing for someone, it might seem like my thought process is more sporadic than it is, and you might judging. I don't know exactly what hands you're talking about. So that could just be objectively not true to what you're referring to, because I'm not trying to be completely defensive, but if I'm playing versus a guy who's on the tighter side, and I could swing the indifferent hand another way compared to if I believe he's on the more aggressive side, if that makes sense. But I don't want to say it on video because for obvious reasons. So that would be my one like kind of thing in terms of like, yeah, that's about it though. That's why maybe when I'm looking through spots, it seems night and day, because, yeah. There's also like the obvious other factor is like in game, I might not be as good at decision making. But I can't reveal everything on stream. I mean, I probably will, honestly, on this challenge. I might just like YOLO it, because like I mean, it's gonna be so out there that like I can't really hide stuff. But when I was making videos before, I was like not like let's say I was playing versus a guy who's nittier. I'm not gonna just say like I'm just gonna do this because this guy's in it. It was just like there was no. All right, with like this big of a VPIP, what do we have to do to get him to fold something? What is action? I'm just gonna check actually. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, it's like it looks like ridiculous, but he might literally just call this hand. I think process-wise, once he calls that big raise on the turn, it's like kind of sus. I mean, I think maybe data-wise. Yeah, we gotta figure out which one to leave, which table. Do I leave the heads up versus the rec? Okay, but this many recs, like surely this call is okay. I'm gonna give this guy friend. He is my friend. Or he's like stream watcher. I believe he's seems like a chill dude. We'll call the one big. All right, guys, we're gonna try to figure out this table recently, because yeah, we're gonna do it today. It's hard because no BBJs can get me to 1 billion. There's call here, like I don't know what's going on. I gotta focus. Where's the one big one here? All right, you know what? They both have like 80 VPIPs. Let's send something. Someone said this emoji's plus EV. First Rex. I heard this a while ago, so we're gonna try it. It's clearly not. So whoever said that lied. Okay, so obviously he's got like 7x of hearts here. That's the main concern. It's really hard for him to have hearts otherwise. That call is like really quick, so surely it's okay. Nice. There's a, I would say like out of all the regions, like there's like the fence pool. There's a huge difference between 200 and 5K. Like I would say the fence pools, their micros is where like the memes come from, but like as you go higher, the quality of reg, like a lot of these guys were like playing that state global before they got fenced in Ontario. I'm kind of like sick of like this Ontario roasting stuff, because when I play ACR, I mean it's like I hit a BBJ parabolic. Oh, guys, did you see that? Let's do it. Clip it. That's close. All right, I gotta really focus because I'm like extremely autopilot. Like I'm just so weird. 25 times it takes. Oh, there's a solid difference. Lol. I mean, you guys are gonna be able to see. We're gonna be able to see. We're gonna call this. I could actually raise here. I don't know. You bet like just under BBJ size. Is this guy the best player ever? Could have definitely considered raising. This hand's also completely foldable. I feel like I have too many tables going, so it's kind of like throwing me off. The game seems to be like extremely good right now, though. We're definitely gonna call here. 10 is like obviously great for our range. We'll bet here with this. Yeah, we're gonna check because we're like extremely hedged versus ace king. River here, like he could have jack, so we probably should just jam. Cold 4 here. He has to basically, like I kind of want to fold here actually, but I don't know. It's probably just bad. And like we'll just call on stream to start. Nice. Well played, me. Jeez, I almost like hurt myself. Okay, because we have 2 wrecks, we're just gonna size up and lead. Anyway, I'm done messaging people on Discord. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. Let's lock in and start winning. I'm like up so much money mentally in my head. Okay, I do have 2 tables running. That is what's screwing me over. It's been running for like the last whatever. Which table should I get rid of? I guess we just get rid of this one because it's the easiest. It's like right here. Okay, we're gonna 3-bet this hand because it's a good 3-bet from this position. Well, it's just 5K doesn't run very often, right? I think that's why people play it, because it just doesn't run very often. This is B75. I don't know. It's probably just noob size, but I didn't even realize this guy was this short. I'm so out of it. Okay, one big one. We're obviously just gonna call. This guy's like 80 VPIP. I think I'm just gonna try to showdown. I could like jam here, but yeah. I figured we could. Huh? We had him cooked. What is going on today? They're all ins. King 8 off in the cutoff. You know I had to do it. Yeah, Cameron. I'm more. That's what kind of what I'm referring to. I would saying in my pool there's definitely a huge difference. I think in global people would be less surprised than you would think. 25 is a little extreme, but then like 500 or to 200, then people would think. But I think when you get to 5K in my pool, a lot of these guys are extremely solid, and there's never more than 1 wreck. Whereas you play lower here, you can sometimes get like ridiculous tables, which you'll just never get. So yeah, that's my opinion. I kind of worded my message to you like extremely horrible, but I hope you got the point. Yeah, but people just throw shade. I think it's just whatever. Like I've just accepted. Like I'm just gonna get so much hate. Like there's like a quote like, "If I could walk on water, they'd say it's because I couldn't swim." I mean, that's kind of how I feel. Like I think if you're trying to change people's opinions of you in poker, you're doing something wrong. So, yeah. It's definitely slightly true. But then again, obviously, like the best players in the world kind of do play in global, right? So it's just facts. I think it's like pointless because I think also sometimes people sit around and talk about stuff they don't know nothing about. That's how I feel a lot of like the high stakes poker discourse goes around. Like sometimes people will be talking in the Ontario Discord. All right, we're just obviously like I'm not going to consider jamming as a bluff here versus a wreck. Practice it probably works pretty well. I gotta lock in. I'm playing like horrible. By horrible, I just mean like avoidable, avoidably horrible. Here do we want to bet? And you could, but the issue is like obviously like if they have hands like King Jack, we're like extremely cooked. So I think check fold is pretty fine. Also, not to mention like 8s and 7s perceive folding. Like I should just bet like extremely high equity hands here. I think like yeah, in theory like this is a spot I could attack, but I don't think it's like good enough quite. We're gonna call here. We hit top pair with a backdoor flush draw. Could jam flop, but I don't see the points. I think like people are extremely polarized towards ace king, which is just basically a king or nothing else. So, and I think when I get called, I'm just behind. In theory, it could jam, but I actually don't mind checking this hand for this reason. But like, kind of a jack is like kind of a dumb card and stuff. I'm expecting the check jam. We're just gonna call it off, but yeah. I think the common misconception is just like how soft it is. But then again, that being said, like I could be a lot better at the game, and I seem to do pretty well, so who am I to talk? My tone might have sounded all right, we're just gonna overbet and then we're gonna jam. We're obviously just repping threes here. Bluffs would be like hands like 5-4 here that turn fives, stuff like this. I don't think I have a 3 as played, so I'm just gonna I would have to wing it without a 3. I don't think I'm flatting 3s in the small line. Maybe if I did have a 3, I would 100% take it. So any hand with a 3 I would take here. And also maybe a hand like 10-9. Do you plan to add it? Yes, I do plan to add a graph command. I plan to add all the commands, like everything. Okay, so versus the rec, I think we just bet big here. He called like queen 10 earlier with like one card to a straight, very similar spot. And he's going to have a lot of hands here, so we're just going to bet. We're going to call here, obviously. I could like maybe turn my hand into a jam. It's probably like a good bluff, but obviously versus the rec, I just kind of feel like keeping it simple. There's just not that many 5K NL recs, and there's a good amount of 5K NL regs. Like, obviously that's why, right? Like the amount of money, yeah. Cameron, I would say you're pretty wrong about like it being similar. It's definitely gotten tougher, but I think 5K is just tough. But it depends what you mean by similar, right? Like it's kind of just a word about like I could have probably value bet this hand. I'm gonna be honest. Like the odds this guy had about was like extremely low. That was just horrible. It's like obviously objectively, I don't mind my check back, right? Like how often am I getting called by a non-king, but versus like 99.9% of the player pool, and like how often does he hit 2-pair in trips and boats and stuff? But did I win? Let's go. By the way, like why? I'm actually in God. I'm actually in the God table. Like this guy's 91 VP. Like what is going on? This is just crazy. Okay, this guy's not a rec, by the way. We're just gonna move him to honestly, for 200 now, we'll just move him to good reg. Alright, you know what? Let's just call here. I almost just want this guy to call at this point. This might just be losing. I need 33, like a little over 33. And I got 38, so. Come on, dealer! 10! The 10s have been hot today. Okay. Yikes. Alright, not a good start. Not a good start. We lost our stack. I don't know why I did that accent. My bad. We had 38% there, and then if this guy calls behind here, like we're in good shape, or like in a multi-way spot, obviously with our outs, because all our outs are pretty live, right? Like a 9's likely out unless he has exactly 10s. But if let's say he has aces, right? He would have been probably the most profitable player there, and that's what. Versus the rec, we're just gonna go small. I mean, if you want to like get into like arguments about like rake and stuff, then maybe we can have a conversation about it being not as bad as people. It's kind of weird when you say it's like not as bad as people think. It's like, what do you mean by that? That's why it's like kind of a weird discussion. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what do you mean by that? Because you're inferring that you know something about like what people think. You know what I mean? So like, it's kind of like there's no like static thing to compare it or metric to compare it to what you're talking about. If you're referring to like how much a 5K NL player would go back to 25 NL and win, like you wouldn't win at 50 big blinds per 100. It's like, okay, maybe you're obviously right. Probably. But if you're saying like a 25 NL player could beat, you know what I mean? Like that's so both extremes are like, yeah. Okay, obviously we're just gonna call. You could actually turn your hand into bluff here, but I'll be one. I don't know why I said that. You definitely couldn't turn your hand into bluff. I was thinking like actually just like so, MDA wise with like the small size. Like I've completely forgot my hand and like the board. Like, obviously I'm not getting him to fold an ace, so why would I ever bluff? Yeah, I hit a BBJ. So now we're playing 200. We're just gonna bet twice. I think this guy's gonna have to overfold with his wide VPip, but I'm gonna give up river. I don't know. It's probably like not correct. Maybe it's just like super not correct, right? Let's just bet. I don't know. Bluffing the rec is probably just losing, but the mood status is genius. Dude, I'm just a genius. Okay, we're gonna go to some MDA dark tech. The issue is on this board, I perceive too many continues, but when a rec, you should like oop B33s. It's like pretty overfolded versus the raise. They usually size up when they have a stronger hand, and they usually don't like continuing. No, I'm playing 200 now. I hit a VJ. Where's the min click here? I think it's like we're getting not good enough price. Obviously in position, like maybe you could like check give up if he has a draw, so there's like that. I imagine the fall through right there is like too good though. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't even call here, I'm a little out of it. First one big here, we're gonna call here, because I think 10 of hearts. Okay. HP, okay, we'll probably fold here. We're getting like a decent price on the flop, but I imagine we just have like better continues here. Because like, I don't know, we can't improve at all, right? Pretty intuitive. We're like drawing to one card versus them. Do you use the hearts? Or like, sorry, was it 7 or no? Okay, we could lead in theory. I don't think I want to though. Just the wreck. It's probably okay. I still think he's going to maybe bluff this card. I don't really see a perceived calling range. Maybe it's a 7. I don't know though. The issue is I feel like the check back happens too often, but at the same time, I could see the queen being attacked. So I don't know. If you want to say they never bluff that card, and you should just try to get the max EV from a 7, I mean, you have merit. I'm not going to judge you. Alright, so here multi-way versus 2 people. I mean, the thing is you gotta be worried about king queen, but with like the ridiculous VPip from this guy, I think we're just gonna half pot get it in. Obviously versus this guy, I'm gonna have to be careful if he calls. And I don't even know if there's an incentive though to keep in bluffs. That's the thing. Because if people don't bluff, is there really an incentive? I don't know. Check folding sometimes is actually like the best play. Even if, how bad it may feel. Half pot here. I mean, I definitely am like tempted to raise. Obviously, I would never do that size, but I'm just gonna actually. The thing is, I kind of block the hands I wanted to fold, but I don't really like the EV of calling, so I'm just gonna fold. Okay, here I probably just have to like B33 and call off. probably a vibe though. BBJ lottery, get in. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Here, 23. I guess just a rec, and then, like, I don't know if this actually is a rec in the big. He's, like, on every table, so maybe we'll just give him, like, unknown. This guy's also, like, not a rec, I think. We'll just go small here versus the rec. I'll go call. It's, like, kind of okay board. Like, I'm gonna have sevens as played perceived twos as well, but he should be half potting and we should be folding. He should have, like, half pot range here, I think. I think it's unnecessary to go that big. I understand why he does, but I think it's like a polarization error. By that I mean, like, I don't think he makes as many hands indifferent, but it makes sense. Love to see more of your stream in the future. I'm gonna be streaming every day, so you're gonna see a lot of it. Probably should check here, but this is a rec, and if this was a reg, I would just range check. Are you doing a challenge or something? Yeah, I am. I think a rec here is just gonna reopen an ace, so we're just gonna check raise. Ugh, yikes. Let's just B75. Move on with our life. Are you doing a challenge or something? Why the drum and 6? Yeah, I am. If you look at my most recent video, you'll get the explanation. It's only 2 minutes long, so I recommend go checking it out. I'm going to Playground later. I know I'm overplaying 10s tonight. Yes. Dude, you'll be correct. You'll be correct. You're going to hit. He wants it once. Big mistake. I'm literally known as Mr. Once. Like... Buddy, 2. Watch. Oh, that's it. Okay, so this guy cold calls behind. So we're probably, like, dominated too often, but... Obviously, like, he hits the jack. Is there an incentive to go half? I think I like going third, because I think if I go half, he'll still call pocket pairs. And then I can't bluff turn, because I'm more, like, sus. But if I go small, I'll just keep everything in. And then I'll just bluff on, like, good cards. Actually, this guy's, like, pretty tight. Well, let's just check and evaluate. 10 of clubs is, like, not the best. I'm okay with this line, actually. I'm pretty comfortable with it. I don't think I have, like, a reason to assume turns are going to be overfolded here. And I have 0 equity, so, like, what's the point? Who's your... It's Doraemon. We're not deep enough here. I'm not going to call soup. We'll go small here because he's shorter stacks. It's really hard to defend here, even if you're in the stream, even if you're a fan of the stream. I could just have a lot of value here. And I don't believe people check back 8-7, so I'm just going to be 250 and then jam. I have no club, but, like, I don't know. It's just so hard to defend here. It's also, like, probably good not have a 7. This guy's, like, pretty good at poker, but my line is pretty chill. So he checked back 6-5? Oh, nah, bro. This guy's getting way too cute, bro. Okay, let's review my line, but... What the hell? What the helly? Alright, bro. I'm gonna have to lock in at 200. What the hell's going on here? These guys be playing like freaks on stream. Okay, we'll call here. Okay, we're definitely gonna call, even though he's shorter. He's 4-bet me back-to-back hands. And what are these flops? Definitely gonna call here versus the small size. Definitely gonna check back here. We're like kind of dominated, but this check here is just so absurd. Like what? Nice hand, I guess. I'm gonna call the king eights because he went so small. Okay, I'm actually just getting cold for it up the. Never mind, no comment. Check on the jack. Do I bet on the jack? I think I just half pot here and pray. Like, will I get called? Maybe. I can rep the jack. I'll check here. On this number, we're gonna 4-bet. I could have maybe like overbet huge. I got this size because I can like look like I'm repping more hands versus king. If I go smaller, if I go bigger, it's like I'm repping just the jack. This size, this bet's either gonna print or it's gonna lose a lot of money. It just comes down if he calls ace king or not, right? It's one of those spots. It's gonna do nothing in between. Unless he's like hypothetically rolling. B75 here seems pretty chill. What I'd rather, I like betting with the 8 here because we're blocking like hands like 8-9. Yeah, increased equity. Maybe it's better to bet ace-9, but I don't know. I might have played the split bet as well. Appreciate all the follows. I'll be live again tomorrow around the same time. And then we're probably gonna run what we did today. We're just gonna run it back tomorrow, including hitting a BBJ. Versus 2x, we're just gonna flat more often, so I'm not gonna raise hands like this. Probably raise like more shit hands. This hand actually has calling EV. Oh, we're just gonna put small here. Also, I realized I have gone up in stakes. There's a lot better players, so I'm probably gonna try to play a little more accurate tomorrow. My mindset today, I was playing 100 NL. Now I'm like slightly gone up in stakes, so I'm gonna have to actually like consciously make an effort to be a little more balanced. Because I've realized already from playing that some of these people are in the stream. And if I'm playing like mindless like exploitative poker where I'm like betting like super big when people are capped and da-da-da-da, yeah, might stop performing as well. Like obviously here in practice you play like half putter check versus a rec. If you pipping super wide, he's gonna have to overfold flop. So I'd rather just not check my hand over. And here he calls fast. I mean, you could do both. We have 2 overs and then we have a draw to a straight. So I just like betting. That being said, like I don't know how many folds we're getting. This seems like a bit of a timing tilt though, so I might just like bet river. Okay, never mind. Makes sense as well for the timing he took. Where's the check? We're like range checking here, so we're definitely gonna turn this hand into a bet because we're range checking on the flop. So definitely could also play 125. It's probably better. Okay, obviously it's a bit sticky though, so but with the king, definitely a good hand. Obviously the 10 like just interacts with so many folds here that like maybe it's not the best bluff, but. Do you mind if I join stream and see what you have as your hand? You can chill. I don't care. I really don't care. Like I have my delay long enough as long as he's not like tanking. Like I really don't care if he's in the stream. But I can't. Like I'm setting it up to protect myself, so I don't really care if people are It's my job to protect myself. We're still gonna bet then. It's hard for him to have a queen. We can just raise here. I think it's kind of sus, but I think people sometimes lead without the set. Okay, basically here, if he doesn't have a set, he like can't really continue. We could check back, but let's just bet half pot and then like call over versus set. Huh? Is he gonna donk jam? Damn. Why am I like low-key tempted here? We'll fold, but like it could have been like 10 not. It's hard to not have an 8 though, as played. It could be like maybe queen jack and queen 10 of spades, but overall probably just not a good hand to call. It's typical that you play 2K and then hit a BJ at 100. Yeah, literally. Hi, I'm a friend from Japan. I want to meet you. Takuma. I'm trying to think how to say Nihon. Hatsuka mai ni Nihon ni kairu. That might be bad, but I'm trying to say I returned from Japan 20 days ago. I'm gonna go back in January though. Or kairimashita. Maybe that's better. Or Canada ni kairu. Ah, whatever. I'm over it. Japanese is difficult. Nihon no muzukashii. Here, obviously, in theory, like I would just like snap range check, but versus this guy who's like flatting 63% of hands, like we're just gonna bet small and then probably just bet turn, or maybe like honestly, probably just bet. There's probably just give up because he has been folding flop a lot, so I really don't mind just like being attentive to that. I like 175 here, so we're gonna do it. Yokuso. Just gonna fold here. Hand is definitely a lot less good here. I have to think about this. He's gonna have hands like Jack 9. I think like just in practice there's so many continues here compared to like Jack 8s and 8-6s. Like he's going to have hands like 9-8 and Jack 9 that like he probably continues. And I think like just the pot share, like jamming is just gonna make more money now. Same here, we're just gonna bet. Obviously like hands like 8-6, 6-5. He's definitely folding. I think we'll jam. It's kind of tough though. Like I don't know, is he calling wide enough? I think like this spot is perceived super underbluffed. It's like kind of hard to have bluffs here because like when the 9 comes in, like people might expect me to have a 9. I'm kind of just hoping he just hero calls 9-8 because he has a blocker himself. That's like what my goal is here. Or he just calls 10-2. Nice. Damn, fast check here. Ugh. The thing is, he has so much more 10x than him has played. Huh. Dude, do we go for the meme? For the video? Guys, for the clip. I'm gonna do it. Just with the blockers. Wait, what is action actually? Let me look at this. Bets. Never mind. I thought he's like ripping aces, but he's just ripping like 9-8, right? Honestly, wait, what is this line? Is this guy crazy? Because we obviously have like god tier blockers. Like we could just consider calling this. He's ripping exactly just 9-8. You know what? I'm gonna do it for the memes. We're tough. Clip it. I should never do that again, by the way. Sorry, I was just way too amped up. Too much Coke Zero. Oh! Osaka. Ah. I spelled it wrong. I spelled Takuma. Gomen, machigai. Gomen ne. Ah. Naruhodo. Nihongo chotto shaberu. That's as much as I'm gonna speak. But hey guys, you gotta forgive my cringe. I'm trying to study every day, okay? So you need to deal with it. I can't lose my Japanese viewers. Osaka, I was with my friend. God, I just had the toughest line just now. I'm just filled with tough lines, bro. Coke Zero is just the best thing ever, though. Actually, on this line, let's just do it. Because like from this depth, like I can just easily fold a 4-bet. I'm not punting that much EV, and like people see CB to 4-bet. What color label sim? I'm not gonna say that. I don't know. Mainly just because other people don't. It doesn't really matter. They're so outdated anyway. And I don't like saying them because, like, yeah. I mean, I'm sure, like, some of you could probably figure it out for yourself. If you really cared. And the delay, is you're having just a set? I guess you could re-repping 8-9. The thing is we're like low-key just behind, right? And we're like blocking bluffs, surely, because like 5-3 is just not that common. I'm just worried like he's bluffing with the 6. I'll just believe him for now. I do think he would probably overbet if he had it though. I think I should probably call. I don't know, weird line. 5 just like blocks too many bluffs. Like, I mean, he could just take that line with ace-8 or ace-9. I don't know, I don't play risk enough. Yo, what's up, Sunset? Huh. Imagine if I didn't have queen 10 right now, we would have something to care about. Oh, it's pretty cool. I got the queens. If only we had it earlier. Dude, some of these guys' V-pips are absurd. Do I just open it like 5x and like try it for fun? Ugh, that was not it. That was not. The flop wasn't that good though. We're just chilling, late night stream vibes, guys. Overall, W stream today. I did not think. What's it called? So I was gonna have this many viewers. Oh my god, Tsubasaka. It's terrible pronunciation. I think I know this. That's my Japanese friend on the YouTube chat. I'm kind of cool like that. Like I got a friend like everywhere, like any country, like you name it. Like I got a friend like I got connections like global. Stream's slowing down because I'm slowing down mentally. I can't let the stream vibes deteriorate too much. I'm relying too much on the chat. I realize this is like a lot of streamers. I'm probably relying too much on the chat, to be honest. The amount of follows I've got today is actually absurd. I've got them like, I don't even know. I'm gonna look at the analytics after. I guess it was full tier. Could raise here somewhat. I think it's okay. But we'll just mainly call. I don't know how to type with the... Okay, we're just going to jam here. I think like there's a lot of bluffs. This guy likes to call, so... Obviously, we're just going to go for all of it. I don't think I'm reopening worse than this hand, actually. Funny enough, this is probably the bottom of my reopening range. Just because it's like impossible to open wider. Open wider. Yeah. There's like infinite bluffs here, so... Well, we kind of block calling range. Bro, he's typing in English. I just want to type in Japanese. Alright, we could call here. Let's get some late night vibes, guys. I might need the chat to juice me up. Wysocki. Tsubasa. Wysocki. Alright, we're gonna be 133 here. It's so hard not to sound like the biggest pick-me ever when you're speaking another language. And you're not good at it. Like, if you're good at it, it's kind of like a flex, but if you're like mid, it sounds like you're trying to like pretend you're better than you are. I think this is kind of sus, but I think we just like front load here. If I can reevaluate rivers, I don't see like, I don't know. I mean, you could definitely like check call because there's still a lot of bluffs, and I do think this river could be like repped. Yikes. I mean, how? Like, what does he even have? Like king queen? Ugh, yuck. Absolute yuck. Okay, we'll believe him here, because the 10 is not a good card, because when he's overbetting this hard, and or overbetting, like he's repping like 10x is gonna be a lot of his bluffs, plus like we don't really improve on a 10. Okay, obviously we'll just call this guy. Hi. Dr. Vector daisuki da. Dr. Vector ga daisuki da. Well, this is obviously good versus this player, because I think he's pretty punty. We're just gonna min click and try to induce him to. Ooh, yikes. We would have boated up too. Let's just like go small here. I'm not really thinking about the theory. Do you need like cold call behind? He definitely hits this board. I don't like checking back because I think like he has stuff. Do I just like exploitively like bet like a ridiculous like small size? Are we getting a lead here? He leaded last time. Obviously, we're just gonna jam here. And just hope for some hero call. Unfortunate. I like overbetter check here. You could definitely like mix between the two here, but versus the wreck, I think I'm just gonna play a small size because he's 43 VPIP, so he's gonna have to like fold a lot on this board. Oh, I misclicked. Lol. Actually, this is completely fine though. I think check's also fine. They just stab a lot. That's the issue. If he stabs small, I'm gonna raise. I'm gonna bet small here and then probably just bluff river. If he doesn't lead here, he's thinking for a while though, which is kind of sussing me out. Probably just gonna commit to checking now actually, because he clearly has something when he thinks for this one. How many follows have I got today on Twitch? Like, honestly, I cannot believe this shit. I'm so grateful forever. I will not let you guys down. I hope you guys, honestly, comment. Has anyone been here, like, the whole day? Like, for, like, basically every stream? Because there's a couple of people I probably recognize. I think we're absolutely just destroying it today. The goal today is just to, like, kind of, like, low-key try to just cash the leaderboard. Like, what do I need to just, like, cash the leaderboard? Oh, we might actually be getting cooked kind of here. I didn't realize we were, like, down that much, technically. We're probably above that, though, because it's, like, minus 500, and then... Just to cash the leaderboard here, we need... Oh, we're approaching it already. Alright, we're only at 206. Damn, this is gonna be hard. I guess I'll just call here, because I have the ace, so I'm still ahead of hands like 10-9 and Jack-9. Pretty good hand here. I'll call anything. I mean, I'm definitely concerned if Ladybug's B75's here. When he flats button. Yeah, versus the overbet, I'm just getting folds, unfortunately. Maybe this guy's just crazy. Like, I don't know anything about him. Like, could be like, it just seems like the type of size. Like, I don't think people are bluffing there. I think if you have a 6 or you have like a something else, you're just not gonna bet that size. Shit, I'm yawning. Alright, 10-8 here. I gotta lock more in. I'm so focused on my Twitch chat. I'm like low-key a little addict for it. We'll just call here when I take this long, but squeezing something viable. $59. We could definitely like start bluffing this hand, but this guy's like a very low 3-bet, so I think like from these positions you still don't want to do king jack. I'm just a little out of it. We're gonna 3-bet this. First the 4x is kind of sus, so I guess we'll just like let him have it. I'm grinding in tandem for most of it. I fuck with that. First the rec, we'll just play small size because I don't mind keeping in some garbage. This guy's like such a whale that I probably shouldn't say that, but I'll just flat behind. Hopefully it's worse ace. Nice, it's king 8. Thanks for the follows, guys. Y'all are the best. Here, I shouldn't even have this hand, but obviously I don't mind opening because this guy is not supposed to be the strongest player in the world. Oh, my line is just so dog shit, and this guy like actually just sniffs at everything. Okay, a top pair, we can live with that. Lost like pretty much the min. I think like when you do these like deviations pre-flop where you open wider hands, like you can't like get too carried away with turning everything into a bluff. Otherwise you're just gonna end up like yapping. So like obviously we open wide because like I don't believe this guy to be like I believe he has a life maybe. He goes outside on like this guy, these two guys. Let's put him as this. And me. So pretty much I probably break even-ish at 200. Maybe we're like up a little rates. I don't know though. It's nice that we got like a little cheat though. Obviously, like once we get to 5, I'm hoping like we can like explode. Pause, obviously, but like, you know what I mean. Feeling kind of down because I feel like my energy levels for being entertaining is definitely like not the best. But like, I'm hoping like tomorrow I just know I'm gonna wake up like ready again. Obviously, I've been streaming for already like I'm on my like 7th hour streaming. All right, we're gonna call because like I just think this guy's gonna make like extreme punts. Obviously, like this is probably still a hand I should be folding. Oh my god. He just probably doesn't have anything, but I'm just gonna bet. I could like try and induce him and go small, but come on. Yes. Twice, duh. No. Nice. Okay, like I'm obviously like bingoing the shit out of this guy, but like I love it. I love when you're like, yeah, like, oh, this guy's gonna make lots of mistakes, and then he just completely just gets coolered, and you're like, yeah, see. I always used to have that thought process when I first started playing. I was always like, oh man, this guy's such a wreck or something. Like, if I flush over flush him, he's gonna pay. But then I realized like, wait, like, everyone pays if you flush over flush them. So he 3-bets check, but I'm definitely calling here. We definitely block bluffs. I'm expecting a shove here, and I'm probably gonna fold. Half pot. This is also just like so sus. Like, what a line. He doesn't pick up any draws on the 7, so he basically has to like check and overpair. I actually just want to see what he has. It's probably just terrible. Oh, he just has a 7. That's like the only thing that actually makes sense. Did you have BBJ? Yeah, I did. With the price, I just was like actually curious, like what is he doing in that line? I was like pretty confident it was not a bluff though, but if that was a bluff in that line, like it would be extremely important to know. Because like that line is just so like he's repping nothing. Well, he's gonna size up here versus the rec. A lot of recs with like high V people will have like a lot of offsuit ace-6. So he just leads for a big size. We're still gonna call ace-8, but definitely gonna be wary on the turn here. There's like lots of draws and stuff though, but like my ace should be clean, so it's nice. I think we just raise here as a bluff. Or maybe we just call and just bluff river. We're just gonna turn our into a bluff on the river. Yikes, did you have like 10-6? That's like the only hand that calls me. Ugh, it's just such a joke. I like it just like that was the only thing that made sense. Cause like it was like repping a 10 the whole way. And then like how did he obviously doesn't have a jack because if he has a jack he bets river. So like how does he have a hand that it's so sick. Anyway, we're not gonna be too tilted. I'm definitely excited for tomorrow. I'm excited to like hopefully upswing, even keep this going. And like try to speed run to get to 5K. Because once you get to 5K, the 1K grind might be a little tough for sure. To get to 1K, but yeah. If I get to 1K by like the end of the month or something, like that would be insane. Obviously that's like statistically like extremely improbable, but we already hit a VJ, so. On the conservative side, 1K within 2 months would be extremely nice. I think this is just a great card for me. Like even like the fact that we beat Jack 10 makes me want to bet. Nice. Pretty intuitive river check, I think. Like, I don't think like he really has to defend much wider than like 2 pair there or straights. Like, even though like technically we're beating him, I just think like he can just fold all that shit because he has to full turn to get him out. I'm just range check here probably. I'm just gonna overreact because I think this guy likes to call a lot versus it. These types of lines. I don't think this is objectively like the play at all in theory, but I think he could call like a 5 or a 4. Or even ace high here, honestly. Damn. I should have bet river here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to myself. It's okay though. He might call this, but not a great line by me. I think I should bet on the turn because we're range checking flop. Like I just missed an easy bets. But you know what? It's late. Like I'm not gonna be hard on myself, but I gotta be better next time because that is just not good. Normally I do not play so many long sessions, but yeah. All right, we're gonna go hot pot here. Okay, where's the rack on this overcard? We're just gonna bet with this equity. Obviously, it sucks if you get jammed on a lot, but I wonder, like, I think, like, analytically here, like, jamming is, like, extremely profitable, but where's Rex? But we're just gonna check and loot. Huh? Like, I kind of, no words, bro. This has been happening a lot today. Just gonna bet here and try to put pressure on pairs. I'm probably gonna consider tripling on a lot of cards. And that's why I said, like, jamming could be profitable. How many times have I won today where it's just, like, with just draw over draw? Like, it's like my 1,000th time. This, I probably should flat a good amount. I don't know. Because I have to fold to a 4-bet. So you lose a lot of EV, so maybe I should be more polar. But I found from UTG, you just don't get 4-bet that often, so it's okay to be a little less polar. Not to mention, like, the range, let's be honest, when you face it here is just, like, so nutted that, like, do you really care that you lose EV? It's only if people are, like, kind of, like, actually throwing in those, like, correct amount of bluffs. What is this? Let's call it price. Let's see it. This is just absurd line. I'm just gonna raise here. If he bets. It's hard to really like play back here. And then like I get to keep my equity. Do you call once? I might just be down to give it up. The thing is I definitely have aces as played. Okay, honestly with this, I'll just call once. Maybe I'll hit an ace. I'll just bet this because he might call or something. But I'm expecting just a jam here. This guy just played like at the absolute LCS line. Alright, well played. Do you mean 1K? Doesn't bankroll say 11K? I'm saying by 1K I mean like the stake 1K and L. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I said something completely objectively wrong. Like I don't know. Maybe I misspoke. But I meant I want to be at 40K so I can take a 40 bind shot take to play 1K. That is my plan. You opened more Pokemon packs last time? You know what's funny? I got some sealed product right here, boys. Do you guys see it? This stock, this is completely devalued and useless now, but... I don't know, those days are behind me. For now. Okay, I don't know what I'm betting. That's not the worst. You check turn. Probably half pot is like objectively better. I'm a little out of it, but... Like, obviously not thinking enough. This is like such an odd line to check now. I'm just gonna give it to him. Like with like bottom 10% range, I'm not gonna... Like, he can just take it. I actually want to see what he checks. Is it just a pocket pair? Or like... Ace high? Oh, wow. Is it a chop? It is, right? Oh, no, it doesn't. Fuck. So he just checks when he missed here. That's noted. Obviously, he's like, this guy's like objectively in this. This guy's in the stream. I shouldn't say objectively because it makes no sense to say it there. But yeah, the 1/3 would have actually worked. But I can't be too chill about it. Need to see you play live. Okay, versus the wreck. Like, and this guy probably behind. I'll call with this price. Mainly because the guy behind here. I think it's not as good. Need to see. Maybe I'll do a live vlog at some point. Okay, versus this B40, we're definitely just gonna continue here. It's obviously a great card for my range. Like, we all know why. I'm kind of incentivized to bet small here. Because, like, on an ace now, I actually lose. Because I get counterfeited. So, we'll just bet small. It's hard for him to really play back versus the jack. If I value on myself, I value on myself. Nice. We got the max. Today has been so fun. I'm so gassed up about the stream. I honestly thought I was gonna have to stream with like 4 viewers, 5 viewers, like at first. I'm not even gonna lie. I was kind of like hoping maybe like okay, like posting enough videos in a row will help. But like the fact that I had 30 people in here while I was studying, like, bro, I'm so excited to go live tomorrow as well. Like, and continue this. Like, exploitably I can do this. I don't know how much he 3-bets, but this guy's been... We'll go after this. $127 followers already? Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Got on like 100 instantly. Yeah, I appreciate everyone that watches the vid stopping by. Like, honestly, I appreciate it. My bad, dude. Honestly, when we hit our goal, we're gonna open some. We're gonna do an. Yeah, literally the scalpers, right, bro? Oh my god, it's so freaking ridiculous. But honestly, Pokemon kind of said like a FU to them and just started printing, which I kind of fuck with. Like, just like let the kids have some packs, man. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's not supposed to be an investment. Like, and it is true. Like, who's gonna be buying these cards in like 20 years if it's not for the kids that had them cheap? So it doesn't really make sense. The issue is nowadays, I think it's objectively just not a good investment because people view it as a good investment, if that makes sense. Like before, like all the Gen 1 stuff, no one took good care of. But nowadays, like people just like there's so many people that are taking such good care of stuff. Like people actually just like taking care of their cards. So it's gonna the point where like I'm just sure that like there's always gonna be like a good amount of supply for this stuff on the market. Like long term. Like there's not gonna be like any card that like no one has anymore like there is before with like the Gen 1 Charizards and stuff, obviously. If you want to just rip packs, just go. Yeah, when I was in Japan, we did some packs. I like them, to be honest. But for me, to me, it's just like still wasn't fucking with it. Like I'm kind of just lost the itch for it. I'll buy singles though. I should bet here. This is objectively just horrible by me. I'll buy singles though. What do I want? I want I have the SIR Pikachu from Surging Sparks, but like that shit's down like heaps. Wouldn't mind like the what's it? The Moonbreon, but I think it's kind of fake. I like some of just the IRs. Just some of these chill IRs are so pretty. We'll through it this soon. Where's the race you're gonna fold? All right, come on, guys. Double BBJ. The tens are hot. Nope. I would love a check here. Anything above 1/3 though, we're just gonna snap, get out of the way. I'll call it once versus 1/3. Yikes! Now we're drawing dead. I only call here because of BBJ odds. Like I could see like a lot of reasons to just fold. I think on turn like you could like reason it's fold. I kind of just called because I said I was gonna call 1/3, but it's completely reasonable to fold because he might just never have AK. And also if he never gives up AK, then I'm just gonna fold because I'm never gonna call him down here. Versus this guy with his stats. Alright, we're just due. Unfortunately we're due, so I'm gonna call nines here. Off by 1. What does he have? Like donks. It's such a ridiculous line here. How do we keep getting ourselves into these spots, guys? We're just bleeding out chips. This is always what just costs. I should just be like folding pre probably. We're definitely gonna be mixing here. The question is just do I go with it or not? The answer is probably just no. Thanks for the follows. I appreciate it. I just find like people usually just like in these pools like give up ace king too much. Obviously I'm not gonna be able to get away with this long term, but I find like I can just flat and then just on turn evaluates because people just give up ace king so often. Obviously like if I'm revealing this, like I gotta be like aware of that. I think we're slightly losing now for this session. But whatever. I mean, obviously these calls aren't the worst, especially tens. Like the nines is more foldable. Tens, like just because of BBJ, like I'm never gonna fold that unless the guy's going to an absurd size. Just because like it definitely increases the EV of my hand by a good amount. Unironically, because obviously if he has like kings or queens, or even aces, like that's a lot more BBJ outs than nines, because you can actually hit it with full house with tens. Whereas you cannot hit it with a full house with nines. So it's gotta add like a couple big blinds of EV or more. And tens is almost always the loser too. That's the thing about tens. Except for aces, but it's still bad. The investment for product just gets stabs. That is pretty much it. Yeah. Thank you. Help me. Wait. Is that who I think it is? Thank you. I'm gonna go open another tab. Bro, I'm just trying to go like to the video. It's so chill. Oh, it is Jared. I was literally just checking to see if it's Jared. That's how. Thanks, Jared. I appreciate it, man. I'm hoping it ends up with me and you at 5K. Heads up. That's my goal, man. Okay, we're gonna call here with bottom pair, obviously. It's good to be delusional, to an extent. I think it's achievable. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Okay, here, overbet here, I guess we can call sometimes. Like, obviously, in theory, like, it's like a pure bluff catcher, but the issue is we probably have to call rivers a lot. But there is just like a billion hands that we just don't interact with that he has. The issue is like those hands have a ton of equity. And we're gonna call here, and on the river here, we're gonna evaluate. Hoping just to see a check, but not snap is probably not good. Yeah. Obviously, like we block ace queen, which is like his main hand. Like king queen even here in theory is like not from these positions actually. It's not so suspect. We'll take a look at that because yeah, because these spots are like kind of hard to get perfectly right because you don't want to focus too much on unblockers, but it's like pretty nice when you have a hand like when you block bottom set and just two pairs specifically plus ace queen. The issue is obviously like your raw equity might just be like so low that like his bluffs have so much versus you. We're gonna check here on the jack, and if he blocks here, I'll raise. If he checks, I don't even know. Let's just B75. We actually like this is like a terrible hand in theory to bluff. I believe because 8s and 7s is probably gonna be like his main folding range. I mean, not having an ace is also you could argue maybe if he's defending enough ace x, but it's really hard to have enough. Like what, like ace 10 that didn't bluff? Like I don't really see it. But I'm just like hoping like he just drastically overfolds to make up for all the things I'm talking about here, or his range is just wide enough on the flop that he has enough folds here. Or he just folds too much jack x. Because if he folds too much jack x, then it doesn't really matter what I'm talking about. Those blockers are cool and all until the guy folds like 5% too much jack x, and then it doesn't really matter. So it's like, what do you want to focus on? I think the key is, to be honest, both. Especially at your guys' stake, I think it's just, yeah. All right, here we're just gonna bet small again because it's for Sirek, who's who's playing too many hands. What was your IGN league? Sorry, I seen this message and I forgot to say. What was your IGN in league? Maybe it's the play with you. It was Nabe. Nabe with an accent. It was Spinum. And I was a Fiora 1 trick. Half pot here is completely fine too. I'm just used to 1/3 all day, but my sizes are getting a bit sloppy because of the stake I'm playing, but yeah. I do believe we're down a decent amount today, boys. Jack 8s, I think we can open. I don't know though. He just played like 3 bets and 9 bigs, which means he 3 bets a little more, so it's probably less good. B75 here with this hand's probably fine. Half water check here. I think with the Jack of Diamonds and everything, we're just gonna. I feel like I'm not playing the best, so I might call it a little bit earlier. But I'm gonna be live the second pretty much the second I wake up tomorrow. 1/3 V open here makes sense. I think I'll just check here with the Jack. It's kind of like the same as everything, but half pot will just call. I don't want to raise. A half pot I could actually maybe raise here exploitatively because I don't think he's gonna value bet a hand stronger than ace jack for more. And I don't think he's trapping half pot. I think he'd trap block. So like honestly, exploitatively I could raise, but he obviously just had a bluff. That's some stuff I need to get right at higher stakes, but at lower stakes, like you can kind of maybe miss it, but it's more prevalent in lower stakes, to be honest. This is an absurd board. Like I could range check back in theory here, but like obviously I have a set, so I'll just bet. You should be like range leading. I'm like fairly confident. We can take a look at it tomorrow morning. What do you guys think? Tomorrow, should I go live with a live stream like an hour before I start playing to review the hands from tonight? Is that like a good routine? Do you guys think? Or do you think I should just go straight into playing? I guess like the viewers who are watching now probably won't be the viewers that are awake in the morning. The lead is kind of creative here from him. He flopped the small here, so like it's like really like it's really hard for me to imagine. Okay, we're obviously gonna call. I could raise here, but maybe he's trapping. Okay, he just has ace deuce. I'm not really interested in raising here because I couldn't really imagine hands. I guess he just has the low suited aces there. We'll go 1/3 here with the diamond. He calls very quickly, so we'll check back. I'm gonna bet half pot here for value. I don't expect him to check a 5 because even for a rec, I just have perceived like 0 reopens here. Obviously a rec can do anything, but I'm so excited to start climbing these stakes. I already got at 100 and L, which honestly, guys, I was worried about being in 100 L for too long. So I'm extremely grateful to think that. I wasn't really thinking too much about my main stake. It's not like I had been grinding my main stake like a ton, and then I go down that day. Like I've been taking some time off. I was in Japan. Hitting the BBJ is just extremely cool. It's content. So what is this? I think half pot here is like definitely the size. I need to look at these spots more, but it's like kind of not as relevant as looking at like these two 4-bet spots. Like I think people underlook at blind versus blind 4-bet pot, or just blind versus blind in general. It's like extremely common and it's unique. And it's different. So let's check. The question is how much we check. We roll a 2. Do we want to check more at the king clubs? Surely not. Surely we want to check more at the king clubs here. Like it's not one of the spots where you get cute and like do reverse stuff. I can't imagine. So we'll just jam. Hope it's not 8s or 6s. Damn, it kind of sucks he has like that many outs. He's a run at once, but like I'm kind of the run at once guy. Historically, he's kind of destroyed me. I could definitely overbet here. I block queen 10. That sucks, right? I definitely agree with that. But like the fact that he's totally got to call that hand on the turn makes maybe the river not as appealing anyway, so it's kind of weird. Obviously, like versus that hand, it's but just like I'm saying versus the player type. Oh, that's a pretty good turn. Let's call here. I mean, there's like a lot of bad cards, but like whatever. I'm just gonna call from like almost all of them. It's probably worth it as fast play. I don't know. We just put the money in, surely, right? You can't fold. Bro, what is with quads 10s today? Huh? That is the third quad 10s we've seen today. My BBJ was quad 10s. I lost the quad 10s early. Did I 3-bet these positions? Okay, God, I gotta get off maybe. I'm not gonna get off yet, though. I'll play for like probably an hour longer. Here, when he raises here, he has like very hard for him to bluff, so sizing up from him is just not as appealing, like not that great. He should like kind of like merge his hands all into one. Thanks for the follow. I'm actually mind blown by the amount of follows. You guys are the goats. I'm extremely excited to look at my analytics. All right. Versus a reg here, I would like to turn my hand into a bluff. Versus a rec, versus a rec, I'll just call. I'm trying to improve. Like versus a reg here, this line is like not defended if you block sets. Like people you just have sets, perceive so many sets. Also, you just will have so many sets. Wow. Do I just I'll just check. I don't know. Like you want to say Carter, your instinct leading makes my money? I'd probably be like, you're right. Whatever. It just feels like. Let's just go big and just hope a king calls. I don't know. Probably agree with that. I definitely haven't got enough hands today to review. I should be probably marking more. I'm going to try to mark as many hands as I can for tomorrow, because I might study before the stream starts. I think, like, yeah. I think we're, like, absolutely chilling. I could be here right now, but instead, I'm right where I belong, guys. I'm right where I belong. At the 200s. That 1K obviously looked great, but we'll be there soon. On a 30, we'll call the king 8. We'll just call here versus that size. I think this hand calls, right? I'm not having a pre-flop like blank. Live vlog. I'll definitely do a live vlog at some point, guys. Like, ideally, yeah, definitely. There's no way nowadays with the stream and everything that I'm gonna play live and not vlog it. I'll be committed. So I'm just reading all messages because the chat's kind of dead. We'll 3-bet the suited. Offsuit definitely wants to call more. Let's check here. We'll lose the ace, but it's whatever. Like we're ahead of like a lot of the draws. You don't want to go too crazy. Getting an ace to fold's like kind of expensive usually, so. But yeah. Where's the rack? We'll like ISO to like an slightly smaller 3-bet, I think. Actually, maybe this isn't a rack. I don't really know this stick as well as I could. Both hollow follows. We range check here, and then I think we'll like overbet because I don't think he checks back to set, so it's like basically impossible for him to defend. Actually, wait, did he open the button? Am I just misreading action now? No, this is right. God, I'm actually loving poker. I like swear to God, I did not like it, but streaming poker is so fun. Underrated. Like, it makes it so much more fun. I would much rather play 200 and 0 right now and just stream it than play anything. Like, I'm not even kidding. This is the best idea I ever had. I find, like, I don't know, I was just burnt out, but streaming it is so fun. It's like a different game. Alright, I said I'm going to fold more of these types of hands, so we're just going to fold. We'll rub it. Oh, yikes! Gotta call it next time. Obviously, I shouldn't rab it if I'm like trying to like work on like some like emotional leak of like folding, like calling too many pocket pairs. But I would like to not get baited by the rabbit cards because I don't really think I do. So we'll just call it because it's like a recreational. Oh shit! My title didn't change, boys. I'm sorry. I don't know if my title still said 0 delay. That's insane. How did no one comment about that? I think I just fast play here. You block like ace 5. Like it's just please don't have like a royal. That would be like insane. That would just be more content for today. Obviously, we just rip now. Like, how does he have a fold? Damn, even a hard to know for him? That's so gross. 3 times, sure. Nice. Nice. No, why did we go 3? I was gonna say, man, I was worried for you. Yeah, man. My bad. Why did we go 3? Okay, queen here is obviously objectively good because it's impossible for him to have that much queen X. Like maybe ace queen. So you always gotta be aware of like what your opponent's defending when you. I find like that's what's an advantage about the big bet lines compared to the small bet lines is like, especially for you guys if you play lower stakes, is your opponents are not gonna be aware of like how unbelievably unbalanced they are. So when you're being aggressive in a big bet line, like people are not gonna realize like they have 0 queen X there is played. So you can like run them over. And also you can bet thin and you can do a lot of stuff because you know how to bucket their range extremely accurately. And they won't realize that you do. But obviously, like if you play small bet there, like he could be defending hands like king, queen, queen, jack. Like it's a little more random. Not that small bet isn't bad, obviously. It's bad or anything. If I were to give advice on flop size for people playing low stakes, it's like try not to. I tunneled so hard when I first started playing on like what size was correct, and that the pot share is like very irrelevant on most boards. Find a strategy you like and to just learn that. That's what I recommend. Most people it's for smaller bets. I personally found them to be quite boring compared to the bigger bet strategies. So I was more intrigued to study when I was studying a bigger bet. When I was studying a smaller bet strategy, I didn't want to study. So that's just the honest answer. We'll just go b25 here. It's probably like incorrect actually. I think I should just check fold because he's gonna have like jack 10 and king 10 hands that just fold here. With the 10 of diamonds. And the ace of diamonds obviously like blocking hands like ace 5. You can just b33 here again though in YOLO. I'm kind of curious about this spot here because the 8 kind of blocks a lot of shit. Nice. This guy's been betting all day, so. It's hard for him to like, It's just. He basically has no offsuit hands, right? So it has to be like pairs. But like what pairs does he even have here? I guess like 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s, 5s. I love that snap check. Nice, what a luck box I am. That's my honest advice. Obviously, like the big bet boards you can really only do on certain textures, but I think like it's not so bad for a player to like, in my opinion, starting out to like go through and like learn a strategy. I think that's the most important thing is you just go learn one. Like if you're trying to like make it into higher stakes, you need to at least go like understand how to learn a strategy and how to execute it. If you just constantly just pick the easiest option at all times, and it honestly like you might have people giving you advice saying that this is the easiest option, just pick that one. It might even work for you in terms of making money, but like I feel like you might always just feel like I don't know, you don't know how to get better without someone else telling you how to. Okay, with the 5 here, we can obviously like overbet like ace 10, ace 5 plus. I think that's like actually like a viable reopening strategy here. I think I could just check back ace jack and under. I mean, honestly, I could even put ace jack and mix this like low frequency in the size with the bad jack suit. It's like an easy build here. We're up to 40 viewers. Okay, my viewers are growing, so maybe I'll just keep streaming. I'm also getting like kind of a second one right now, and I do need to eat again. That's like the hard part. It's just I'm trying to bulk in the gym, guys. So it's almost impossible for me to eat enough. Okay, B20 here for range is like slightly losing like a little bit. It's not the worst. I mean, obviously I could like definitely like include this in a check give up because it's like double bad suit. So like it's like 10-9 of hearts, queen 9 of hearts, or just like auto tossing. I think I'll just bet here now, blocking like ace queen and ace 10. Like if he has like low pocket pairs like 5 6s like whatever, he might call them. He might fold them. Also, some people even fold ace x here. So I might like jam river honestly. I think it's like okay. We'll see the river though. Depends. Let's test it. I mean, like having the queen is obviously good because ace queen is obviously his best hand. Ace 10 is also involved. I think the jack is like definitely better here. The bad suits on the flop is nice, like not having diamonds. We're just gonna jam as a bluff here. Alright, he just had the nuts, so what can we do? Let's take a look at this one. I usually don't bluff these spots too often, but like I was thinking in the lower stakes, like I've had like we saw the guy like tank fold top pair today. So I was thinking, okay, look, people are tank folding top pair, then obviously like I think it's okay to bluff sometimes. Also, like I like to make the stream a little more interesting. Like if I think a line's close, like I don't want to just always take the passive line. Especially since I'm live streaming, right? Like I kind of need people to think I can have bluffs. So the reason I said like I don't like the 10 as much is because I think he's gonna have ace jack off here and he's not gonna have ace 10 off. So obviously that's like a lot more combos to block when you have a jack. And then not to mention like maybe hands like jack 10 and 10-9 wraps, etc. But that being said, like we can't be too greedy. Like think about it, we have like 16 ace king here, 16 ace queen that are like pretty much all playing like this. It's okay to just like send it. He ended up calling with like a snap call. If he had called me with ace jack there, then I think I could be more critical of my bluff. I mean, obviously, like my bluff's not like a dream bluff; it's on like 8-7 or something. But I think like ace 5 there is completely reasonable for him to be folding. It seemed like some aces line. I feel like we've seen this a lot. Like Quinta's obviously not the best blocker, but I think like sometimes you can't like 10-1 having the best bluff in a spot where you're gonna have it a lot. I really honestly, obviously the main thing I'm thinking is could this guy be overfolding here? If I didn't think there was a chance he could be overfolding, I would never even care about my combo. That's like the truth in the stake. But because I thought there was a good chance he could be overfolding, I figured like in my hand, my combo is not so bad. Why not? Because if he's folding all ace-x here, which I've seen people do, like, I don't think he's gonna fold ace queen. Tokyo Pentos has followed, so some guy thanks Tokyo Pentos for the follow. What the? What the hell? Okay, at this price, since our hand's BBJ eligible, we're just gonna call versus the min. We're at a queen 10, we're at a 10-9. I'm really hoping for the check. We're just gonna fold now, we block bluffs. Basically all ace and 10x hands, just block bluffs. 10 is just objectively horrible, right? I find like most of the time in your guys' pool though, this turn like people do not fold ace-x here, and like when the turn's called, it's only ace-x. So like the river odds you're getting are like pretty horrible. But this guy had to call over half the time here, and I was thinking like maybe like we can get some like a good amount of ace-x folds here. We could be potentially getting like a lot of ace-x folds here. Obviously, and it's like chance he's overcalling me, but whatever. We're just gonna bet big versus Rec. What's the difference between regs at 200 versus 1K and L? Tokyo Pentos. That's a good question. Yeah, it's just pretty much. It's pretty much just the regs are a good amount tighter. Not to say that a lot of the regs at 1K aren't tight though. I find the regs at 200 are just less willing to battle. They're more used to just. They're kind of more like grinders. They don't really care as much, and then or like aren't present as much. But the 1K regs are a little more present. Like they're trying to actually win every spot. And so that's the difference. I wouldn't even say it's like necessarily how nitty they are. I think the regs at 1K. No, this is a full 1K even in Ontario are pretty nitty though. Like people would be surprised. Why is news popping up? Like, stop giving me propaganda. You know what I mean, guys? Okay, guys, do we see the hideous graph? I'm surely down. I'm surely down. Because this doesn't add up to 2K. There's just no way. So we're definitely losing at 200, guys. Oh, we're up. Wow. Our EV's kind of cooked, but we're actually up at 200. I'm actually extremely happy with that because I thought it was down. We're probably like break even though because it's a buy-in, but I thought it was down, so. It's 7K. I hit a BBJ. Knife in. The video will be out. Some min raise we're just gonna call just because like min raise is so cheap. Honestly, you probably start folding this in, and we'll just check here again. He could definitely vibe at ace high now. B75 is kind of odd though. Definitely makes sense for me to trap a 4 twice there. Good luck, mate. Thank you. Thank you. Could definitely 4-bet bluff this hand. I don't know this player though, so obviously on that number that was pretty high, and this is a candidate. Here, how about a check? I'll just like check here versus the type VPIP. This hand like has obviously good categories. Like obviously this isn't an 11, but this hand definitely bets sometimes you're playing half water check here, but B75 is also viable as well. What now? Here versus the B75. And the delay. This is such an odd line. I'm just gonna call once. It's like, I don't know. So it's usually like pretty underbluffed. And usually the follow through rate from the bluffs is pretty high here, I think. So like if your opponent has a bluff, I imagine like the follow through is gonna be pretty high because usually it's a one diamond hand. So it's kind of that's kind of the downside to it. Because very few people like bet once and then give up diamonds. You have to be like pretty nitty. We're just gonna bet small here versus this guy on the jack high board, hoping for the fold, obviously. You get it. Do they? Well, honestly, I think so. I think they do play differently. Who are the 5 best Ontario regs in my opinion? I really don't know off the top of my head. I think obviously Jarrett. A lot of respect for Jarrett. I think like it depends if you count guys like Connor and stuff. Because I think Connor's pretty good when I play versus him. I don't know if he'd be the best at beating the 1K games though, because he seems to play his strategy no matter what. Like he plays like obviously higher global. So, and I know this because when I was like worse at the game, he like kind of played pretty bad versus me. Like he could like a better reg was explaining me. The better regs were explaining me more. At what time on previous live was BJ? Do you guys know that? Do I just jam here? I'm kind of like in a spots here, and I think jam is just gonna make money. Obviously, like the 10 of hearts is like kind of a viable hand to bluff, but I think he's gonna have a lot of these pocket pairs. Yikes, guys! We're just bluff. I've bluffed off 4 stacks today. No thought top pair call there. That's kind of not the greatest for me. This spot is like, yeah, this spot is definitely not as good. I don't know. Obviously, we have like 9 auto bluffs here if we're playing every line like that, which is like too many. So, yeah, I don't know. Also, like the 10 is like not the best for bluffing because like queen 10 is like maybe folding. So yeah, like ace king is obviously better. Don't like my line there. But we're gonna review it. It's not the worst though. I'm not gonna beat myself up. I just felt like once I got to the river, I was like autopilot talking to chat, and I bet turn, and then I think once I bet turn, I should just bet river here. I'm in there. The no thought call is kind of frustrating, obviously, but because obviously like the bluff is just not making money. But obviously king 10 is king queen is a smap call, but you're kind of hoping for an overfold. Usually when you bluff in spots, if you're not getting an overfold, it's like there's a good chance you might be getting overcalled. Obviously that's not always true, but it's like at this stake, like higher stake, I don't really care. Wow, this guy goes huge. We're just gonna call. It's a good card for him and me. It's an odd line with the 1/3. Do we call or not? On the 85 is. I'm just gonna turn my hand into a bluff here. I just think I'm behind. I don't see how I'm not. It's like impossible for me to still have bluffs, so we're just gonna turn queen's no heart. If he trapped a flush, then good job. We have to be really creative about what we turn into bluffs. Obviously this sucks. He's just jamming a set. Like, I don't know. You just have a low flush there. Like, that line is absurd from him. I don't really know. I'm not saying like it's like bad or good. I'm saying like I literally. One day and already halfway to 2 VPJs. Yeah. We'll look at this line here as well. I could probably like fold flop or something. I don't know. This is weird from him. Like, does he just have a flush? Like, he's just jamming. The check raise there on the turn is like definitely surprising. Like, it is Jack 10. Like, I don't think he's. Okay, we'll just like get it in versus this guy as well. Kind of a shame this guy DC'd when I had the nuts. And we're just getting cooked everywhere here. This is obviously not a thing, so I shouldn't be doing this, especially versus this guy this tight. I think I'm making too many stakes, guys. I might call in the next 20 minutes here. It's getting late. Like, I woke up pretty early. I know I said I was gonna stream later, but I'm gonna be waking up the first thing tomorrow I'm playing. I think this is obviously like just like a standard bet here. Like, unless he has like King Jack, he's gonna struggle. I mean, like Ace Jack, he's gonna struggle to defend here. He might have even have Ace King, but I think obviously we can put the pressure on. I'm not gonna jam river though, because I don't think there's that many folds if he calls here. So lots of bluffs today because I don't know. I'm not gonna be a pussy on stream and like play this like zero bluff play style. But the bluffs have not worked out today. At all. Actually, that's not true. I've definitely had some that works, but overall win rate with them, it's just not good enough. I think some are like easily avoidable, like yeah. We're gonna call here, obviously. Odd flop. Obviously, when you have the bad ace here, it like weights him way more to having the good ace, so it's kind of unfortunate. Like, I think it's like very close here to calling or not. I think like sometimes you get some give up, so we'll just call. Ace is like usually decently live. At shorter, when our win rate's at like at 1K now, I heard $200 harder because of rake. That's just not true. The 200 win rates are like a lot more achievable. At least where I play. It's like maybe something to factor in at certain stakes. I could see it. Like there's definitely some sites where that's true. But it's like the games I'm playing right now have too many wrecks for that ever to be true. This hand's gonna mix between the two. The big size is like quite odd, but I don't think it's like usually a 5. Anyway. I'm starting to really mentally fall off here. So I'm gonna end stream here in a sec, guys. But I'm gonna be live tomorrow. I was like live for what, like a total of like 8 something hours today. I'm gonna warm up into it, obviously. On this number, we're just gonna call. It's a lower number. We hit the 9s and the 8s extremely hard, so definitely gonna be raising here a good amount. I like raising this type of hand. So let's go ahead and raise it. We see block ace-9 with the backdoor flush draw. We block the queen x flush draw continues. We block, yeah, nice. Anyway, let's leave all cash next blind. Anyway, I'm gonna try to be live. Maybe even I think I'm gonna be trying to be live. Don't hold me to this, but at 1 o'clock tomorrow, guys. And then we're gonna do 30 minutes of studying with 0 delay, and then I'm gonna load up the playing. I'm gonna call here and then like delayed bluff or something. Like, I don't like love raising here. I think I should have more equity. I mean, it's like definitely not the worst. I think king 5 would be a slightly better raise. There's some stuff I might need to get done to improve the stream earlier tomorrow. If you guys, I would appreciate the guys who like commented stuff. Like, I think I need to improve my opacity. I'm gonna get commands going in the stream, and yeah, I'm gonna start putting my hands into hand to note from this whole game, this whole grind, so so we can track my results better. Obviously, when I'm playing the lower stakes guys, I'm gonna be looking at chat a little bit more than when I'm playing the higher stakes. But I don't think it really matters. Actually, I've realized because if I view a chat message, like 30 seconds later, you guys already have to wait so long. Whereas if I'm streaming with 0 delay, it'll feel like a longer wait. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream here. I'm gonna check all of the stuff that's happened. We're gonna updates. Okay, it looks like we got a little cooked. We lost 377 bucks, but we made like a good amount back in rakeback, so we pretty much broke even. Are these Canada fence games? Yes, they are. Ontario, Canada. So we lost like 100. We lost like a little bit. We had some like pretty sus spots. We got 3 stacks, but I think we bluffed off legitimately 3 stacks. We had this. This is early on. We missed that, and then I think we had another bluff here with the ace-10. They're both. I think they were both small blind versus button, weren't they? And we got called by top pair. Yikes! But is what it is. We'll look at these spots tomorrow. Anyway, I'm gonna let the stream finish, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. So see you tomorrow. Tomorrow early for like a big 200 grind. We need exactly like 4K more for like 9K more for to play 500. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I hope you guys are excited, and yeah, see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you curious about the BBJ. It's right here.